getting moving here. Give it a second to get things updated and oh, did I just fart up? Somebody will let me know if I'm live at some point. I have some flashing red lights here at HQ saying things aren't going well, but you know, we'll just we'll power through it and assume that they are. My dog disagrees. Maybe we aren't live. Let's take a look. Nope, we're here. I'm live. Derek, my boy Derek says, "What's up, my buddy? Good to see you, Derek. How are you doing, my friend? It's good to be back." Hey, Nudie. It's okay, girl. The world will survive. You're here now. Dog's upset about something. Can't help it. Stephanie, good to see ya. Sorry I said hello, goodbye last time. Kenyon, what's up? And the Rhode Island Hiker. Welcome, Rhode Island Hiker. What's up with you? I don't think we've met before. I like that name. I guess probably not a whole lot to hike there in the state of Rhode Island. I knew somebody who lived in the state of Rhode Island once and was as you are well aware, if you're from Rhode Island, I'm not telling you anything. You hear this all the time. It's one of the few things people know about your state. It's that how utterly tiny it is. But coming from somebody who's lived in two massive states for the majority of their life, California and Tennessee, in terms of actual geography, Rhode Island's just teeny-tiny-ness. Really, it always just tickles me how small it is. Rhode Island is one of those states that's just like a lot of those New England states that people always forget about when people are surveyed. The New England states are the most frequently forgotten states, and the most frequently forgotten, I don't know why I love this factoid so much, Delaware, the first state. If you ask a random sampling of people to basically write out all the states in the United States, they know all 50. The most forgotten state is Delaware. Fun fact. Okay, Antonio Q, what's going on? 420 soon? Yes, it is. I'm here for just a short stream today. Just decided to come say hi in between working on some other projects, but wanted to come say hi, go get some weed with you, which is what I'm going to do. Lenore, welcome. So glad you are back. And Derek says, it's the ocean state and it's good for strip clubs. I guess referring to Rhode Island. I did know that about strip clubs in Rhode Island. I don't know what the official link is, but at least in terms of pop culture, I was always aware of that linkage between strip clubs and Rhode Island. Maybe they just have really permissive laws. I don't know, but good on you, Rhode Island, and your teeny tiny little stateness. I am going to go get some weed. I'll start with a penance dab and then move on to a bag. These dogs may or may not leave. Let's hope they stick around. So how is everyone doing today? Let me move this chair a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. Really excited. The project that I'm working hard on, LOL, after this is working on a game of Civ 6 with some friends, playing a Civ 6 game online. What a great way to waste time. I've already wasted way too many hours of my life playing way too many games of Civ. And have really, I've been playing Civ since Civ 2. Almost never played the multiplayer outside of a little bit of Civ 3 and Civ 4. Very infrequently. But really enjoying getting into Civ 6 multiplayer. Oh, excuse me. Oh, shit. I still have to grab a bag. Okay, let me get caught up here on chat. Only a couple of messages. Christopher, what's up? Christopher, good to see you, man. Says, no tough questions today. Just a rant about health insurance co-pays. Stress. And then he also recommends some Atomic Northern Lights to take away the edge. Bless. Well, Christopher, I am so sorry you are dealing with the shit show that is co-pays in the United States medical system. It does seem one of the old canards that will die for sure as a result of what's happening is the idea that the United States has this infallible, wonderful, best in the world healthcare system. That will die. That is going to go away. I'm sorry that you are having to experience its shittiness because trust me, I mean, I understand how utterly, devastatingly shitty it can be. When you have profit motives on top of health motives, it's dumb. It's dumb. It's perverse in the truest sense of the word. Hang in there, my man. Hopefully those maximum out of pockets will hit up soon and you will be through all this. But until the meantime, keep up with that Atomic Northern Lights and hopefully you'll get through this patch, my friend. The Rhode Island hiker says, yeah, that's awesome. The beaches are amazing. The person I knew lived in one of the islands on Rhode Island. Not the capital. What is it? He lived on a big like vacation island in Rhode Island. He was an engineer, like a civil engineer, and he said, during the winter, the island population was a tenth that of the summer, and it was just it's such a strange, different existence from anything that I know as normalcy. But I find it fascinating. I find all that sort of seasonal living, very seasonality influenced living, so different and so fascinating. Living in Southern California where it's the same year round. Oh, Lenore says, before I go get this volcano bag, says, I've been high since yesterday. I made a homemade firecracker edible. It didn't kick in until I woke up this morning for work. Safe to say, I missed work. Wasn't going to be able to keep up composure. Well, Lenore, that is rather strange. I hope you have an understanding workplace, and I hope your high is pleasant and enjoyable. But the delayed onset is something that I have seen before. Never happened to me at all. But I have seen many hours delayed onset happen for massive weed ingestion, and it is very strange to watch somebody get very high many hours after taking something. My guess is it has something to do with digestive processes, like different it's always with edibles where I see this, and that's where the only difference, the biological difference would come in, I think. But yeah, it's a very weird experience, and I assume even stranger for the people experiencing it who have this disconnect between trying a drug and the effects of the drug. Okay, I promised a volcano bag, which is what I shall do. Hey, Squiddy. Hey, buddy. I've got dogs all around me on the floor. 2 of them here. They want things that I cannot give them in this moment, though. Like a trip to the beach. Oh, shit. I should not have said that word. They know that word. Dumbass me. I hadn't even filled the filling chamber. Whoops. You can tell I'm pretty high already. Here we go. Public Awakening, welcome to the Public Awakening. Good to see you again. That is an unpleasant odor when you take a bag that you accidentally forget to fill the filling chamber up and then just release the hot air. I guess just all the hot air. I don't know why it smells so much stronger than any actual weed vapor smells, but it does. It smells like a heavily concentrated version of weed. Not particularly pleasant. Okay, now we'll fill up the filling chamber. And we'll do it again. And you know what? As penance, we'll do the penance dab for my stupidity. And the amount of time it has taken me to do this. And you probably can't even hear me when I'm not next to the microphone. Especially when I'm turned away from it. I need an intern, right? I need an intern who can just, like, hand me this stuff as I'm doing it. That would be better. I guess first I need an organization, then interns. That being said, internships are shitty things. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Paid or otherwise. I mean, paid is obviously a lot better than not paid. But the idea, well, I don't know. Paid internships, if structured in the right way, can be fine. Depends on what you, then it's just a matter of semantics as to what an internship is. But unpaid internships for just a panoply of reasons are unbelievably harmful for society writ large. Like, they're a legitimate societal problem, unpaid internships. Unpaid internships are they're almost like a foundational problem to America, believe it or not. They're, it is very much a system of the rich get richer, with, believe it or not, with unpaid internships. But that is the way it works. Okay, I did promise another dab as penance, which I will do. Let me get a couple of comments in here. Ed Foley says, "What do you call them, baby lungs?" Oh, my dog is attacking a toy out there. He's really upset. What do you call them, baby lungs? I call baby lungs, boy, I thought I was gonna come up with something to say. No, I don't have very impressive lungs for somebody who consumes as much weed as I do. It's embarrassing, to be frank. And now with that, I will go catch up on my dab, I promised. Oh my God, to talk about something topical that isn't amazingly controversial, the Apple banning Epic / Fortnite news is insanity. I'm gonna give myself, I'm sure, with as boring of a human being and as sort of lack of many interests that I have, you will find me making this argument years ago somewhere, that whenever it was, like January 2019, when Epic announced that they were going to take an 88-12 revenue share on their Epic Game Store, the PC front where Fortnite is homed, that would be the biggest thing in media in years, and I didn't understand why people weren't talking about it. And it looks like it is finally now coming home to roost, because this is, in many ways, a direct result of that. Strap strap in, boys and girls, because we're about to talk about one of my favorite topics. Not really. And that is online storefronts and online payment systems. So, in case you didn't hear, earlier today, excuse me, Apple, in response to Epic, the creators of biggest media property ever, Fortnite, reducing the cost of their in-game currency, or excuse me, not reducing the cost of their in-game currency, but simply allowing you to buy their in-game currency not using Apple's in-game system, not using like the App Store's model. So earlier today, Epic knowingly violated Apple's very strict App Store policy, which says you can't make any external payments on through your app on any Apple device through the App Store. So like you can't sell, for example, that it refer explicitly as digital products, digital goods. So you can sell physical stuff. So like Amazon, you can have the Amazon app and buy whatever you want, except digital goods. You can't buy Kindle books on your through the Amazon app, or nor can you buy digital. You can't buy Amazon like digital rentals through the Apple app, unless you. Well, I just misstated the whole thing. You can only do it if you do it through Apple's in-app service system. So you can, Amazon can sell you digital rentals, Amazon can sell you Kindle ebooks, but Apple gets a 30% cut of it every single time, all the time. And that's been true since the App Store's existence. Earlier today, knowing perfectly well what they were doing, they even had an ad campaign ready to go. Epic said, fuck you, Apple. They've been sort of hinting at this for a while. We're doing our own thing. And they then said, you can now buy in-game currency in Fortnite, not using Apple's in-app purchasing system, just using our system, and you get it at a huge discount, a 20% discount. And Apple said, okay, fuck you, you're banned. Epic knew this was gonna happen. So this all stems, and it's pretty crazy, from this just bizarre thing that had become standard for no accepted reason. Like, there's no, as far as I am, there was no reason for this to be the case, but it just became industry standard. Every digital storefront, so Google Play, the Kindle store, the App Store, the iTunes, doesn't matter if it was selling digital goods. It was taking a very specific revenue stream. Like, the person who owned the store got 30% of whatever was sold of the digital goods. So like if I don't know, Ubisoft sold some, a Rayman game on the Switch, Nintendo gets 30% of that sale and Ubisoft gets 70%. And that's just the way it's been forever. And as far as I know, and there might be some earlier example, but this whole model started and cemented and just became industry standard with none other than Valve and Steam. Steam, the original online store of online stores selling games online, used by amazingly, what an incredible, like, I cannot believe they did this in retrospect and how well it worked. They used Half-Life 2 as a Trojan horse to put Steam on your computers. It was a big controversy back in 2004. And ever since then, it's just been accepted. If you want to sell a digital good, something that doesn't really exist on somebody else's storefront, they're going to take 30%. And that's just the way it's been ever since. Until, like, the beginning of last year, I think, when Epic, who was kicking off their own store, a store so massive they've given away, like, 100 games or whatever for free, usually like 2 free games a week, sometimes big quality. Like today, they're giving away a brand new massive release. If you don't know, go check it out, like Total War Troy, for free, 1 day only, Epic Game Store. Thanks, Fortnite, biggest media property ever. I'm so sorry I'm almost done talking about this, but I just find this stuff so interesting. So then, January, I think it's January, I can't remember that exact timeline, last year, fucking Epic, rich with goddamn Fortnite profits, says, yeah, on our storefront, guys, guess what? We're only taking 12%, you keep 88%. Furthermore, if you use our free engine, our free video game engine, whatever it is, Unreal, whatever now, you will get the first $500,000 in sales of your game for free. So, I thought to myself, holy shit, this is going to be a big fucking deal, because that's a lot of fucking money, and Epic has the money to pull this off. I mean, Fortnite just prints money, and if they want their store to be a success, they'll make it happen, and they are. Believe it, I mean, they are definitely making the Epic Game Store a success. It's costing them a lot of money, but they got a lot of money to spend, and there are going to be people, and there already are, who are going to say, well, we're only going to release our shit on this Epic storefront if we're, stand to make that much more here. We'll sacrifice a few sales on the other platforms from the people who won't come here to make all that extra from the people who will come to us on this platform. And those decisions are being made, and they're going to continue being made. And this Apple decision to, like, sell their currency on their own is a result of this. I mean, it very much is. And their idea that, like, the Apple is killing people on this unearned revenue stream that they don't, they only get because they're a monopoly, which is kind of true. Because crucially, I forgot to mention this, and the most crucial part, I guess, of all of this, is at the time that Epic decided to do this 88-12 revenue split, the thing, and I think the most important bit, and the biggest shot across everybody's bow was, they said, oh, and yes, we'll still be making plenty of money. Like, this isn't going to, at an 88-12% revenue split, we're still going to be making a lot of money here. Like, all we're doing is hosting shit, So that really flies in the face of all the other guys saying, like, oh, well, we charge 30%, but it costs a lot of money to host and blah, 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 blah. It's just fucking lies from all of them because they just want to sit on their big rents. And this shit is going to be a battle. Just watch. Okay, that was a long answer. Jesus Christ. Wow. I am really sorry if I if I neglected a bunch of chat. I don't know. It doesn't look like it, but I'm not actually 100% sure my chat client is the most reliable. So I apologize if that's the case. Where am I? What did I do? Okay, get caught up here. Lenore says, the delayed edible thing is a thing for me. The split edible took its turn on my friend in 30 minutes versus my 8 to 9 hours later. Wow, that is a dramatic difference. I'm really curious about what biological mechanism makes that true. I don't know. Don't even know enough to speculate wildly confidently. King Yeti, welcome back, King Yeti. Good to see you, my friend. How are things on the opposite side of the country, if I remember correctly? Rhode Island Killer said... Killer? Jesus. I am so sorry. Been watching that HBO docu-series, I'll Be Gone in the Dark, the one about the Golden State Killer. It's fucking with me a little bit. I apologize. The Rhode Island Hiker says, I've been playing a bunch of Rogue Company on Switch. That's the new hotness multiplayer game that's on everything, right? I, the Rhode Island Hiker, sort of out of the loop on all of the competitive game stuff basically since Valorant became a thing. I don't know shit about Valorant other than it's from Riot, wow, finally, something else from the biggest developer that nobody... that only makes one thing. But I don't know anything about Valorant. I couldn't tell you if I've seen it. And then I know Ubisoft has their own thing out now. And then I've seen this Rogue Company thing, too. But I don't know much about it either. And then, of course, I guess the one I've seen the most of is Fall Guys, which does admittedly look quite charming and like a lot of fun to play. Just haven't tried it. Izzy Bell, welcome Izzy Bell, says, love the live Steam, meaning stream. Well, welcome Izzy. Totally cool. Thank you so much for joining us. We all make typographical errors from time to time. Izzy Bell says, 420 here currently, cheers. 421 here, cheers. Right back at you. This one's for you, Izzy Bell. Lenore Norsworth, you've encouraged me to open Steam. I have my free Troy Total War now. I'm glad you got it, although that's Epic Game Store, right? That has that for free today and today only. I have an Epic Game Store library that is massive, but I've purchased a few things. Those exclusives worked. But 90% or more of my library is just shit they gave me. And a lot of it is duplicates from things on Steam. Actually, thank you, Epic Game Store. Thank you, Fortnite and the profits of Fortnite. Because, as I mentioned at the beginning of the stream, I'm going to be taking off very soon to go play some Civ 6 with friends. And those friends are playing their copies courtesy of the Epic Game Store's free Game of the Week back at the beginning of the summer. So, it works. I would be curious to see if those people end up buying some DLC in the future. I would be very curious to see if that's the case. Civ 6, the most controversial Civ since Civ 5, and then the most controversial Civ since Civ 4, and of course the most controversial Civ since then, since Civ 3. Um, I love it. I am never a person that finds those Civ changes, no matter how drastic, no matter how sweeping, to be something that's beyond the pale, or like, oh, well, that kills Civ for me. I'd say I've put probably 100 hours into each Civ since Civ 2. That seems fair. I don't know if that's a lot or a little for a Civ game. I have no idea. But that seems about averaged out right. Maybe a little more. And while the first 5 hours of any Civ game can feel like, man, I don't know about this. Like, this is so different. I'm not sure if I like this. I always, in the end up, coming to either terms with it, or rather enjoying the change-up. And Civ 6, I know there are people who still find it. There are some things that are so drastically different that they'll never, ever, ever be able to forgive it, and they'll stick with their precious Civ 5 or 4 forever. But I'm always happy to move on to the next one and see what new things they've tried. And I generally like playing it with the most amount of shit, not official shit as possible, meaning like the expansions, not mods necessarily, but like I think both expansions have been great. Maybe a little limited in scope, but really cool features and changes. I think a lot of people just have a hard time dealing with change, and the numbered Civ games, as well as design UI changes to social media, prove how much people are resistant to change. Because as soon as one of those big events happen, whether Twitter changes the way you reply to messages, or a new Civ 7 comes out, those are going to be the times where you just see people reflexively like, I don't like this, this is bad, this is not what I remember. The way I remember it is the way that it should be. That is the best way. I don't know. I usually think if something's been changed, it's been changed for a reason. Find Civs to be a refreshing change-up every 5 or 6 years whenever they come out. So, what all does this mean? It means give Civ 6 a try. And if you don't like it, give Civ 5 a try. And if you don't like that, give Civ 4 a try. And if you don't like that, I'm sorry I've wasted your time, because you're not going to like any Civ game. Go do something else, like read a book. And if you don't like reading, well, go do something else. Hi, buddy. I know. You're here. Okay. Excuse me. Pardon me. Dog is very excited. So, I'm going to go do a final dab here in a moment before I've got to go. I've got the very short live stream, see aforementioned discussion on Civ. I'm going to hit up this discussion, or this comment by Chicken Nugget here. Welcome, Chicken Nugget, who asks, hey, thanks for doing these streams. You're welcome. Happy to do them. Would you ever do a meetup here in Long Beach? I'd love to at some point. Either probably going to have to wait for things to get a little bit less heated in the world before we could do it sort of safely. But once things get a little bit more safe, and there are easier ways to facilitate things, and of course outdoors is always an option, I'd love to organize something. So I'm going to go do a final dab here. Derek says, someone spell where that big explosion was. Beirut? I don't know if... I can't actually, for whatever reason, use the chat on this program I'm looking at, but I think it's Beirut. 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 I think both of those things are what you are looking for. Oh wait, that's not what I'm doing. I'm doing one last dab. Excuse me, everybody. I'm such a coughing Carl today. Okay. This dab, well, this dab is going to be for Sid Meier's and his Civilization franchise, which I don't know how much Sid Meier's has anything to do with. He might have I think he has nothing to do with. I don't know. Regardless, Sid Meier's, this one's for you. Sid Meier or Sid Meier's? Back in my Sid, looking forward to Sid 7, whether you're involved or not, my friend. Also enjoyed your Civilization, the board game, that I'm sure you had nothing to do with. There was a very good board game called Sid Meier's Civilization, the board game. And the title reminded me very much of the Great King Kong game on the Xbox 360, based from the movie. Peter Jackson's King Kong, the movie, the official game of the movie. And with that little fun bit of Daily Convention, I'm going to have to say goodbye. It's been a blast hanging out with everybody. Sorry for the short stream. Just wanted to catch up before